Lights, camera, and action. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Channel 135 podcast. This is the show we talk about our favorite things in life, movies, TV shows, and pop culture. My name is Cams, coming in from the heart of West Auckland, along with the brother Eric there from the 135.
What's up?
And tuning in all the way from Hawke's Bay area, from Napier. We got Kelvin. What's up, Usos? What's up, Usos?
Sup.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's good to have you guys on, man. Like, we're Star Wars fans, so it's good to come on. And every time Star Wars shows comes up, out of Disney Plus now, it's always good to have a watch. And now it's always good to come back on this podcast and talk about it. So, we're here to talk about the TV series that started this week, Skeleton Crew, which is the second Star Wars TV series to come out in 2024. The last one was the Acolyte.
Yeah.
And that was a disappointment. And it was such a disappointment that they're not going to renew it anymore. They just keep it the season 2 for Acolyte.
Yeah.
No more.
Cancel. That was a cancel.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's gone. They're really bad in the ratings, and so.
Yeah, well, so after that, after it's finished, right? That week, the week didn't even finish. It was like, nah, there's no season 2. I was
Which
like,
is a shame because that was going somewhere, right? That story.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about that when we have one of our topics. When we compare Skeleton Crew to the other Star Wars stuff that's been coming on. But yeah, man, this is the second Star Wars show that's come on this year. Last year we had Ahsoka. And next year, I think in February or March, we're gonna have Andor season 2. So
yeah, I can't wait for that.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
But no, man. After the disappointment of Acolyte, it was kind of, I knew Skeleton Crew was coming out, but I didn't really take notice. And when it did come out, I was thinking, oh, shit, that's right. Skeleton Crew was supposed to come out. So it was sort of like a good thing that it did because, 2 episodes came out straight away. And we thought we'll do a podcast on each of the episodes that come out each week. So, glad you guys had a chance to watch the 2 episodes that came out.
Yep.
What was your guys' first sort of reaction when the credits first rolled at the end of episode 1 and 2? What was going through your head? I'll start with you, Eric.
Yeah, I found it fun. It was fun. It was fun to watch. It kind of reminded me. I don't know. Maybe because it's a pirate thing, but it reminded me of the Pirates of the Caribbean kind of thing. Because there's pirates in the show. But other than that, it was like it took me by surprise. It was way better than the Acolyte. But I found it fun. It was a good show. So I'm pretty eager to watch the rest of it. It's kind of it's like because I was brought up with like the Goonies, E.T. There's kind of movies, Ghostbusters, and that. So it's kind of similar. Kind of get the same feels. So that was cool.
Yeah, man. Those movies you mentioned, like the Goonies and E.T., like the kids on bikes kind of movies in the 80s, the adventure. Like when you're a kid watching these films, you like really get into it because it's like something that we could do as well. Like back when we were kids, like in the 80s, growing up, like we never had any PlayStations or all that, playing video games at home. We always go outside, ride our bikes, or play with the neighborhood kids who play hit and roll at the backyard or at the end of the street, sort of thing. So sort of outdoorsy stuff, and going to adventure was something that as kids we really related to, So I think you're right, Eric. Like you get those vibes coming off. And it reminds you of those old movies we used to watch. How about you, Kelvin? What was your initial thoughts?
Well, to be honest with you, I was really disappointed, Like, because you get this opening scene of the flipping ship, which is typical of, Star Wars. You always go start off with a ship scene, and then like ooh. And then then you go back to the planet and that. But my first initial was like, oh, nah, like if I was to give it a score out of 10, my first honest is 4 out of 10. And the only reason why it's a 4 out of 10 is because of the beginning, like the opening scene saved it. But then, like, just listening to what Eric said, and then I like think about it, and I'm like, oh, actually, when you look at it like that, and I was, and that's me. Like I was more focused on the action, if that made sense.
Yeah.
Because like opening scene was like ooh, and because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anything about Skeleton Crew. I didn't know anything of where the story arc came from, apart from what it said on Disney Channel. But yeah, the first episode I had to watch it twice just to make sure I didn't fall asleep during the episode and I didn't miss anything. But I think, like, if I looked at it the same lens as what Eric said, I probably would have maybe judged it a bit differently. Like, and when you guys are talking about it now, I'm like, oh, okay, no, that's a different way of looking at it. Yeah. If you look at it like that, yeah, no, it would have been probably give it a bit more higher rating than 4 out of 10. Yeah, but that's for the first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, Kelvin, is that as a Star Wars fan and audience, like Star Wars audience,
yeah,
I think throughout the years of Star Wars and what has been coming out in the past, say that we had the original 3 movies, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. You also had cute things in there, like for kids, like you had the Ewoks, and Return of the Jedi. You even had those old Ewoks movies, Ewoks.
The Caravan
of Courage.
Come on, Wicked.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Wicked.
And these were aimed at kids, right? So these were aimed at kids. Star Wars also had the merchandise. They had the toys, the figurines kids could get. So I think at the heart of all that, I mean, you got your action, you got your sci-fi action, you got your good versus evil, you got the Sith versus the Jedi, you got the starships, you got the the battles in space and all that. But at the heart of the story, it's a kids. It's directed towards kids as well. And I think with us being older now, adults and fathers and all that, being still a kid at heart, because we remember these movies back in the day, and we
100.
We always invested in Star Wars. That's what makes us Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
I think with this film or this series, The Skeleton Crew, which has that feel of E.T. and those family-oriented movies back in the 80s, the kids' adventure and all that, I think it's not afraid to tap into that audience again.
Yeah.
I mean, if I think you're like me, when you say, "Where's the action? Where's all the all the action?" That's like me, man, because it's like yeah. But I think Star Wars Skeleton Crew, the writers, they're not afraid to say, "Hey, man, we're doing this for the kids now."
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be a Star Wars fan when you like the action and all that, but it's also okay to be a Star Wars fan for the kids.
Yeah.
And I think what they're trying to do is, because I think they've been unsuccessful with some of these TV shows like Boba Fett. And even Mandalorian season 3 wasn't all that great. Season 1 and 2 were really good, but season 3 was they were sort of slipping. Acolyte was a disaster. I think they're trying to get back to the roots of what Star Wars is all about, the heart of it all, directed to kids. I think that's a good start. And with 1 or 2 coming out for the kids, so Star Wars has to go back to its roots and trying to get these kids again. Because remember, back in the 80s when we loved Star Wars, we were kids. And I think coming along over the years, it sort of catered to us kids growing up as adults. And I think with Skeleton Crew, they sort of say, okay, well, let's go back to roots. Let's go back to the kids of this generation, and try to get them on board, so sort of thing. So, yeah, I think it's good that you said that, because I think Star Wars is not afraid to cater for different types of audience, So, yeah. But that's just me reacting to what you guys are saying.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah. Go.
And I think you're right there, because we're so used to like live action stuff being the hard out actiony stuff, and then most of the Star Wars kiddie stuff's all the animated, the animated stuff. So, and you're 100% correct there, man. Because I was looking at it from like the adult now.
Yeah.
But when you mention it like that, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, and it's probably what they need to do anyway. And that's why my first reaction was, okay, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
actually, this is good, because now you're tapping into the heart of a Star Wars fan, the audience. And like, if you dig deep into what Star Wars is all about in the beginning, it's about the call to adventure. It's about the kids having a dream and being something that's bigger than them and going shoot for the stars and go on an adventure like Luke Skywalker when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, back in Star Wars, Luke Skywalker was stuck on Tatooine. He wanted to go in outer space and battle the Empire and all that. And he was stuck in the farm. His uncle was doing all the FAOs and all that. He couldn't go anywhere. So it's sort of like Wim, the boy on the Skeleton Crew. He's like at home. He's dreaming about being in outer space, being a Jedi. That's the sort of dream, eh? So similar themes coming through. And I think as a kid, you can relate to that. Being a kid, using your imagination and all that, and going somewhere that it's hard to do. So yeah. But I think I just spoke about how I felt about it, and I felt it was good. I felt the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, well, this is different, and it's sort of different, and going back to the roots of it all. And just like Eric, it reminded me of those old school '80s adventure movies, the Goonies, especially E.T. and all that kind of stuff. Because it made me think. I really like these movies because these kids jumped on their bikes and went on an adventure, and we used to jump on our bikes too and go ride around the block, up Universal Drive and all that, and all that kind of stuff. So I thought it was good. So this program was actually created by John Watts and Christopher Ford, and they were the duo behind the Spider-Man movies, the recent Spider-Man movies, Home Again, and Coming Home.
Shit, those are solid movies too.
Yeah, so it was actually him that approached Star Wars. They said, "Oh, I got this idea for a Star Wars program. It's about these kids, blah blah blah." Yeah, so
nice.
And they gave him the okay. So I think the story in itself is in good hands too.
Yeah, it sounds about right if it's those two.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. How did you guys think? I just want to talk about how you guys compare this movie or the series to the other Star Wars stuff that has been coming out lately, like The Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and the Acolyte. Start with you, Eric.
Boba Fett, Endor. This is probably it's not the only kid type TV series, but because the last one, the Acolyte, it was supposed to be like an action-packed TV series, but I think mainly for the adults, but that sucked. Compared to the others, I reckon, like you were saying earlier, this is more geared at the kids. This TV show. There's a few animated ones, but this is probably the first lifelike TV show the kids get from the Star Wars franchise for a long time.
Yeah,
it's been a while. Like The Mandalorian. I guess that's for older audience, probably teenagers in it. And the script for that is totally different from this. It's a more serious script, I guess. This is pretty fun and out there. Yeah, I think that's my comparison from this to the others. Because I've watched the other animated shows as well, like The Bad Batch, The Rebel Wars, and all that. And that's even some of those animated shows are pretty serious too, and pretty dark. They can get really dark, really fast. So this is like the most. Like I was smiling most of the time watching this, so that was cool.
How about you, Kelvin?
Well, I'm just gonna stick with my same theme of because you guys have opened up, and I don't want to change because I've written down little notes.
Yeah,
I want to change, but compared to Mandalorian, I really love Mandalorian.
Yeah,
right. Third series kind of think that I really love the Mandalorian, and yes, I was looking for action. I was looking when they come an opening scene, and plus, I never had heard of the build up to Skeleton Crew, so I wasn't, I was fresh baby, I didn't know what to expect. So, my expectations, but I think with the second episode, it kind of saved it for me. Towards the end there, with the introduction, of the other character, but no, I wasn't expecting it to be a kiddie thing from my expectation, and that's where I judged it from. I judged it, because like you said before, like we're the adults that grew up with Star Wars, so like I'm so I'm got that expectation there. But yeah, no, if I looked at it the lens that you guys have pointed out, then compared to the other ones with this lens, I think it's good that they've gone and try to aim for the next generation of Star Wars fans to come through, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Because the timing,
we're gonna get old, and
yeah. Because the timing of the show is good too.
What's that?
The timing of the show is like releasing the show during the Christmas period, so it's perfect timing almost.
Yeah,
kids finish school holidays and just in time for Skeleton Crew to come out.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like when I was watching it, I was thinking the cinematography was pretty good actually, and I was wondering, maybe this should have been a movie instead.
Yeah.
I think you never know. Probably in the future, the spin-off might be a movie.
Yeah.
They can do anything pretty much.
Man, ever since Force Awakens came out, and ever since then, ever since Disney took over Lucasfilm, I've been disappointed with old Star Wars, but every year I'm always up for it, because that's how much of a Star Wars fan I am.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, I'm not a New Zealand Warriors fan, but it's sort of like New Zealand Warriors. Like when the New Zealand Warriors fans say, "This is our year,"
it is.
This is our year. As a Star Wars fan, and when I know Star Wars content's coming out, and they've been disappointing in the past, I'm like, nah, stuff that. This is our year. This is our year. This is the year. Now, it hasn't been that great since, like I said, since Disney has taken over. But this is a shining light. I think this is a shining light compared to what happened in Acolyte. And like you said, Kelvin, that you like Mandalorian because they had action and it was a good story and all that. I think what's happened is that the reason why Mandalorian is so good because it's marketed as a Western in outer space.
Yeah.
So when you say it's a Western in outer space, in your head, you're gonna think, "Oh man, doesn't mean like this is a Western in outer space. Like we love Westerns and in outer space. Are you kidding me? Shit, how's that gonna work? Because this is gonna be mean." And it was because it wasn't afraid to be what they said they were gonna be, right? A Western in outer space, and that's exactly what Mandalorian was. Now, season 1 and 2 are really good. Season 3 is sort of slipping and wasn't as great, but season 1 and 2, brilliant. But Boba Fett fails because they market that as a crime drama. But if you watch that, it's like, where's the crime drama? Where's the crime drama? And plus, they stayed on Tatooine too long, so I hated that shit.
You stayed in the desert too long.
Stayed in the desert too long, man.
Tim Marino got burned a little bit of
This guy hates the desert, Cameron hates the desert, bro.
So I think that's why it failed, because I think you got to be what you got to be. And that's why Acolyte failed too, because Acolyte was marketed as the story of the Sith. And half the story wasn't even about the Sith. It was about some group of witches, don't know what they were. That took up most of the story, and these flashbacks, and there was good parts, but maybe in 1 or 2 episodes. It's like, what the hell? And then they canceled it. And it's like, oh yeah, I know why you canceled it, because you fucked up the story. So Acolyte fails because they were afraid to be what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mandalorian succeeds because they said what they're going to be, and they were what they're going to be, right? And that's the same way why I think Skeleton Crew is working right now, because it's marketed as a kid's adventure, and that's what you got. There was no lies, man. It was a kid's adventure. They said what they're going to do, and you got what they're going to say. So I think on that standpoint, when compare this to the rest of the Star Wars content, I think that they just got to be what they're going to be. I think Star Wars can't be afraid to be what they're going to say they're going to be, right? So, yeah, that's my take on when I compare the Skeleton Crew to the rest. But I think, I thought there was a lot of reminiscing about those old school style movies back in the 80s, and that was real. And that was the thing for me anyway. Yeah. And the thing why I said, man, this is pretty cool. Now, I don't know what the rest of the episode is going to look like. don't know if they're gonna veer off into another detour and 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 fuck it up. I don't know because there's only 2 episodes in, but we'll see. But at the moment, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Let's get into some of these characters. So I'll start with you, Eric. Well, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
Yeah, Brutus. Brutus, the wolf-looking thing.
Yeah.
With the guns, the gunslinger.
So he's the pirate,
Yeah, he looks pretty tight. Crack up, dude, man. Yeah, him and Fern. I like Fern too.
And that's the girl.
Yeah, she's got some leadership qualities there. So it always takes charge and shit. No bullshit. Just straight to the point. Other than also Wim, bro. Just want to smack that guy, hey. Nothing to say, man. Just want to smack him.
He wasn't doing me any favors there, little fella.
Bro. Stop pushing shit, man. Oh, stop pushing buttons, man. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Here's for your pocket of the week.
For that TV show, yeah. If you got a few.
It's funny they named that werewolf dude Brutus, because wasn't that name Brutus the right hand to Julius Caesar, and he took over Julius Caesar by the back. So
Yeah.
He's like
Brutus.
and that's what happened at the beginning, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a clue what type of person he is, a backstabber dude. Yeah, but I think with Fern, I think you need that character in these kind of stories. Like who would Fern be in other films? Like Fern would be like.
Is it Ray?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Ray.
Yeah, because that's the feeling I got with her. I was like, I wonder if this is Ray when she was little. But nah, that's it.
True, Ray.
But then
my name was Fern.
Yeah. So I think with all these kind of movies with these kids, you always get those certain characters. You got the leader, then you got the person with all the gadgets. Then you got the strong person, the strong-minded person. Then you got the nerd person, or whatever it is. Like with the Goonies, you had Data, the Chinese guy with all the gadgets, and I think KB and this one, the girl with the Star Trek eyes.
Yeah,
she's the person with the gadgets and that.
Yeah, she's knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Straight up, 100%. I was thinking of Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah.
The
Wiser thing.
Shit, yeah.
I wonder if she's like a android, half android or human. I don't know.
Like a cyborg.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe that's just a gadget
that like attached to her head or something.
Google glasses or something like that. Something like that. Eh? But then you got Wim, who's like the leader of the pack. He's like the dreamer, and when we first see him, he's like playing with his toys, his Star Wars toys, and to me, when I see that scene, it's almost like he's a character in all these other movies too. Like he's the guy that's dreaming about doing stuff, and then taking off and going off and doing the adventure. Eh?
Yeah.
So, well, that's real. Like you mentioned there, that's like wasn't episode 1? Wasn't Anakin playing with like a spaceship?
Yeah.
In episode 1, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you got the stories of, because we're in the Star Wars universe, right? And this takes place after Return of the Jedi. So the New Republic has sort of got some years into it now, and obviously the stories have filtered down to this planet. So this kid looks up to being a Jedi, and he sort of keeps it a secret. He doesn't really. He's ashamed to say that. Like he acts it in front of all the other kids, and they have the show and tell in the classroom, and all these kids are like, did you notice all the kids they're talking about what they're going to be when they grow up? Yeah. They're talking about office kind of jobs, like working for the government, being an analyst, all this kind of stuff.
Jobs.
But it's like weird, because what kind of kid does that? Wants those jobs? You don't really want those jobs until you're older, until you figure out that's right, I can't be an astronaut. I gotta be an accountant or something like that. Like But these kids are like drilled into their heads real young, right?
Yeah.
And Wim, he's the only one talking about, I want to go help people. I want to go far away and help people. And everyone, all the kids laugh at him. Hey, oh, you just want to be a Jedi like this guy.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like that's like a clue into what the city is about.
Yeah.
Like hey, like when like I read on the topics list, we're going to talk about Attin, where they're from, and there's clues to say that this planet is weird. It's like, man, these kids are like brainwashed. Like they're growing up to work for the government or work for, like they're programmed to. But Wynn's the only one that wants to do something else.
Yeah,
wants to escape, and that's why Fern, she's sort of like a rebel.
Yeah,
she's going against the grain too, and she does her own thing.
Yeah.
So it's always these characters that go against society, go against the establishment, against what's being taught, and doing their own thing. And I think that's why these kids are together, and that's why these kids end up being together when they fly off into space. So
yeah, didn't you notice too with all the droids on the planet?
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
There's like tons of droids. I've never seen so many droids. Like, got them in service like hardcore.
Yeah, that's right.
Every aspect of their lives.
That's right. And they haven't even revealed any adults, really. You see Boom's dad and the teacher. But she wasn't even a teacher, She was just coming to...
Wasn't it that lady, the one that come in the show and tell?
Yeah,
she's like a magistrate or something like that, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. And that was Fern's mum.
Hey, right. Yeah.
That's why when you mentioned Fern, I liked Fern because there's that side of that storyline with Fern. And she's like you said, she's a rebel. And she's a rebel because mum's like big boss.
Yeah,
and
she's authority.
Expectations of her to follow in mum's footsteps, and it's like and you can see that rebellion, and they're like, nah, I don't do what I want to do. Let's go get on the bike.
Yeah, the mum looks dodgy ass too.
But that's the thing, these kids are training to working for whatever the adults are. Whatever the adults do. I know what Wynn's dad does, but he seems like to be always busy. He's not really father of the year. Yeah. He tells Wynn, I'll be late home a week. Here's some money.
Yeah, here's a lunch money for the week.
For a week, man.
Here's a lunch money for the week, man.
Shucks. All those credits for a week. Man, imagine my credits did that.
I was wondering that. You got all that money.
Yeah, I know. Probably one of those you could get like, man.
And then when Wim gets in trouble because he missed the test, and the school calls the dad to come and explain, like come to the office. And then you think that the dad will grab his son and go home, but he doesn't. He just goes back to work or goes somewhere. I'll see you at home, and right. What's more important? So yeah, this planet already. These questions about this planet, why these kids are there.
Yeah.
And then when we move along, like when they escape the planet, you can't cross the barrier. What's all that shit about?
Yeah.
You keep like there's some penalties in crossing the barrier. Yeah. Some bullshit. So that was a red alarm bells.
Yeah. So man, I just want to get straight into it. So what do you think this planet is all about? I'll start with you, Kelvin.
Well, interesting you mentioned that, like it's got that what's that bilingual word? That dystopian.
Yeah.
Dystopian society feel.
Yeah.
And like what Eric mentioned, had all those droids, and it was like you are in a restricted area. You're in a you are past your curfew or something like that. This is school time. We're supposed to be in school.
Yeah.
That's what clicked for me. And it was like you look at suburbia, everything's nice and clean. Everything was mean, like it was like wow. And then, like you mentioned, they had that can't cross the barrier. It's like the world is flat. You can't go off the edge of the earth. Like
true.
But and then they go through and there's no barrier. So and it kind of speaks volume. Okay, what's this? And they're too clean. If that makes sense. Way too clean. Like there was no.
Doing any like games or anything there too. Like no mischief behavior. Like kids running amok.
Like you guys mentioned before, like who sits there flipping? How old are these kids? What, like 8, 9, 10? I'm going to be a systems analysis. Was it? It's only Fuck, when I was 10, I wanted to fucking be a pilot. I wanted to fly jets. You know?
Yeah, man. Exactly.
You know? Yeah, so yeah, that's what the feel I'm getting. And then when are we going to talk about episode 2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so when they mentioned about episode 2, and then that girl, gets those kids, and she goes, "That's a secret." What was it? What did they say? Like a myth. Like Attin, where he's from? Attin. What do you mean? You're talking about a treasure planet.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so
yeah.
that's why I was like that. There's something behind. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I think it's a wealthy planet, hey. They must be holding some kind of like a whole mess of credits or something. It reminded me of Endor when they went to go rob the Empire's stash, and they had those credits in their massive vault, and their vault looked exactly like the one they broke into in the first one, in the first Skeleton Crew episode. So I was like, oh, it's a similar vault, but in their case it was empty. So that was a crack up. So these guys must hold a lot of the old Republic's stash, maybe, and the pirates do know of this, but they don't know the planet's location.
Yeah,
it's probably one thing, but I think there's something else behind it too, because these kids, like you were saying, and with the lady turning up to find out what they want to be, is probably an indication that they are doing some kind of mind program, maybe with the kids wanting to be an analyst, that kind of shit. So it's something definitely going wrong there. So yeah, I don't quite put my finger on it. I have to wait until the next episode, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. Episode 2, fishy. The pirates know about this planet, but they know about it in terms of it's like a
legend.
A legend, and it's full of treasures, or something like that. A planet full of treasures. And you wonder if that's why that ship was there in the first place. The ship was buried in there. Maybe it was a pirate ship, and they were trying to get the treasures, and something happened, and they got blown up or something under there. But I sort of thought about it. I was thinking about it, especially when I watched it again for the second time. And I was thinking about this planet. Maybe this is a planet that they shut down when the Empire was alive and well, during the Empire days. Yeah. Like maybe they wanted to shut down, go on a lockdown, and shut down the whole planet and protect their planet and be invisible from the rest of the galaxy, so the Empire doesn't make it there. And maybe, and with the treasure thing, maybe they're like a planet that makes these credits. Maybe they're like the Federal Bank. When the Federal Bank makes the money, maybe this planet makes the money, and all the credits come from this planet. That's why they have to hide themselves. That's why they have to protect the people on this planet.
Or the Empire pulled all their financial credits to this planet just before they went down.
Yeah.
And and some members of the Old Republic might have caught hold of it. Maybe I don't know. Because man, that gold looked crisp, man. Absolutely new. Yeah. I was like, shit.
Yeah. Especially seeing the reactions from the pirates, when they go buy some we need to go buy some food, and then he's like his eyes, oh nah, I need a bit more than that,
so obviously that one credit is quite a bit, so yeah. Fuzzy.
Yeah, man. So a lot of questions, and it's kind of cool that this Skeleton Crew has introduced some more Star Wars lore into the whole universe. At Attin, what's that? And what Attin planet has got to do with the galaxy as a whole, the Republic and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good to introduce all these things. We were talking about the characters before. One of the characters I really liked was Neil, the elephant looking guy.
Yeah,
man, he was cute. I think his alien his alien species is the same one on Return of the Jedi. The elephant that plays the piano at the band. Jabba the Hutt's band.
Yeah.
Bro, did you know the character Neil? It's a special effect puppet.
Oh,
yeah, I just had a quick look at it. Bro, I thought it was CGI, but it's not. It's like what do they call it? Some kind of robot, to make the face move. Like, holy shit, it's Buzzy.
Yeah,
Some kind of special effect puppet.
Yeah, It's kind of cool too. You know, like
no,
as you guys mentioned before, like you had that old school '80s Star Wars feel, and it's cool that they actually did that because that's what we got. You know, we got the flipping, you know,
and the droids.
We got those
Always
dudes, and the droid, and it's actually quite because, like I said, I was looking at a different lens, but now I'm looking at it from a lens like what you guys are saying. It's you know, it's cool. You know, like they're going back to not using CGI, you know, and like
that's pretty out of it too.
Mm.
I don't know about Sim 33 though. You know, the droid. He might be CGI. I didn't look into that, but I was particular thing was new because I was like, man, he looks really good.
Yeah, like, he sounds cool, and he is cool. He's like one of those dudes you feel sorry for. He's like the nerdy one of the bunch. But he's like funny. Yeah, he's crack up, and he's got a nice house too. He's got like his house is like, man. He's got a bathtub and with a window on top. Like, what kind of bathtub do you do? Well, I don't know if you guys want a bathtub with a window on top, a skylight, people can be looking in on you or something like that. But he looked like the man in his bathtub.
But then, like, if you mention the characters, it's kind of like there's that part where like they're walking, the two boys are walking together home, and then you know what was the elephant looking dude's name?
Oh, Neil.
Neil like goes home and he's got like mom, dad, sister, sibling, and then the other fella goes home and nobody.
Just him and his toys.
Just him and his flipping toys, you know, like
because he's got father of the year, not home. And there's that scene where he says, "Dad, can you read me a story like mom used to?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Man, you're 10 years old, son. You don't need any stories."
But then in saying that, like it speaks volumes to the dad character. Like, what's his role? Is it like the what's that other Star Wars movie? The one where they build the Death Star.
And
that father's character, how he's like, you know, goes. That
Rogue
father, Rogue One. Yeah, that's the one. Like his that dad character, you know, kind of like it kind of adds that kind of same feel. Like, why is he missing? You know, there's got to be a reason why he's always missing.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
And then it's not like he's and it feels like he's one of those ones like something's like someone's pointing a gun at him. You got to work. We need you.
Yeah, I was surprised it was friend's mom.
It's funny because I thought Wim was the most annoying character, but then if you didn't have a character like Wim, then you wouldn't have a series. You wouldn't have pressed the button. There's things when he don't touch and he touches, like there's little kid stuff, you know, and that's what you can relate to being kids. Like you never listen, you always touch things. Like there's that scene I enjoyed watching when they were trying to say who found the spaceship first or found that thing first, and they said, "Oh, I claimsy this." I say claimsies. Claimsies. Oh, shit.
What was that one? Is because bags not or hey, bags I got it.
Bags I got it. Yeah, that's right. Then you get pissed off if you don't say it on time. when you can just grab it. Oh. That was mine. Annoying. How about you guys? Who was your most annoying character?
Oh yeah, him. What's his name? Wim. Yeah, man. Honestly, when he started being Fiapoko on the ship, I've got this. You know, started touching me. I was just like, somebody bore him, please. Somebody bore him.
Oh no, bro. It pissed me off.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess they need their character to balance out, you know, like you got the Gil character that's like grade leader, you know, and you need that to balance out the crew.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what made the original Star Wars movies so successful, because you had different personalities with the main characters.
Yeah,
I think one of the most successful things was the character of Han Solo, because you had Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker. They believed in this religion called the Jedi and the Force. And you had Han Solo that didn't believe any of that shit.
Yeah.
He just give me a gun and I'll do the job, you know, like. And you know, he was the character to be the non-skeptic, sort of person. So I think with Fern, she sort of was that character to bring things back down to earth. When you have Win, who's a dreamer, who's real innocent because he doesn't know. And that's the cool thing about the series too. Like episode 2, how they get to that pirate port, and they're in an adult world. I mean, there was a fucking there's a scene when they're just made it there, and there's a prostitute, like that girl in the blue, and it's like a whorehouse, right? And there's kids there, and they just don't know what they're doing. They're innocent as.
Yeah.
Just going la 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 la, walking around trying to find someone to take them home, but they're in a like real bad place, like evil shit's happening here. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And with all these, and remember, it's a coming of age story too. So along the series, these kids are gonna lose the innocence along the way. That's what the coming of age story is, and it'll be interesting to find out how that happens or if that happens. And I think when they introduced Jude Law at the end of the episode, I wonder what part he's going to play. And I think I had a thought about it too. And when we talk about the predictions, I got my predictions of what's going to happen.
Okay.
But coming back to the Jude Law character, so he's like a Force user. He's called a Force user in the notes. If you look it up online, not a Jedi. So I think there's a difference between Force user and Jedi. Like you can be a Force user but not a Jedi. You can pass the test.
Yeah.
So
I think we learned that in the Acolyte, like how there's potential Force users and then you have the actual Jedi that actually police who uses the Force, kind of. Yeah, which was weird. But,
So do you think that guy, Jude Law's character, he was the guy in the beginning of the helmet?
Yeah.
That opened up the safe and then they were angry because there was only one credit. And they kicked his ass over that, threw him in jail. That's Jude Law.
To me, is it?
Yeah.
I cracked up laughing when was it one of the henchmen? I think it's the one with the 3 eyes or something. Patted his shoulder. It was like, oh, bro.
Unlucky oops.
yeah, it was like that. And then he turns around, mutiny then. And he starts taking he tries to spec them over.
Didn't he get shot in the eye?
Nah, it was the other one. There was one right next to him on his right, and he was tapping his shoulder like, yeah, bro, what the hell, man?
I was kind of talking about that opening scene, though, in the first episode. It sort of took me off guard, because here I am expecting a little kid's film, and then we go straight into some action.
Yeah.
Right? A pirate ship unloading on this other ship. And the beginning is reminiscent of the first Star Wars, A New Hope, when the rebel soldiers get ready for Darth Vader to come through the doors. It's the same scene, like the people on the ship are like getting the guns ready, just waiting for that door to open so the pirates come out. So that was like a scene, a familiar scene. That part.
Hardo, bro. Hardo.
But they also had some
spikes.
They also had other cool stuff, like when those it was a bridge, with a drill at the end of the bridge, it comes and drills into the ship, and then they run through. They come through those tunnels.
Yeah,
and then there's guys on those
zip lines.
On the zip line, Put the bombs on the guns. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh, man, that was a mean scene.
But that sort of like threw me off for a little bit. Because was for kids and looked like it's for adults again, sort of thing. But it was just a little sort of. I thought it was just like a reminder. Wait, I know it's gonna be for kids, but remember this is Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Well, and people actually getting murdered there too. I mean,
people getting
killed.
Yeah.
Like, see, British was taking out like 5 at a time. So I was like, holy shit. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so these guys
for me, it was like the expectation, because I didn't know it was going to be a kid's. Like I had no idea what it was. So in that first scene, I'm like, boom, my expectations are, oh yeah, we're going to get some. But yeah, just can I mention that naivety, like talking about the kids' naivety? So that speaks for me, like that speaks volume for the planet that they come from. Hey, because because if they didn't have that naivety, they would have seen stuff like that, and on their planet. So yeah, I reckon that naivety kind of speaks volumes for that at Attin.
Yeah. It sort of makes Aetern like a Garden of Eden, like it's sort of like a protected planet where nothing goes wrong, everything's good.
Yeah, because it's set in the outer rims, The outer.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so
and it's also hidden from the rest of the galaxy. So yeah, that's why it's a myth to everyone else.
Yeah.
If those pirates find their place, bro, they'll take it hard.
But maybe that's what that barrier is. Maybe that barrier is like it makes that planet invisible.
True.
Like
that's why it's sort of isolated, And yeah, like you said, Kelvin, it's like a utopia, Someone's dream sort of planet with the Empire running around. Maybe they don't even know the Empire's gone, right? Maybe they don't know that. Maybe that they did that. They locked themselves down because of the Empire.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out, but it is interesting.
Or ex-Empire employees.
Well, you're not wrong, because were there all was it Ashoka or
Ashoka? Yeah.
Where all the ex-empires they switched over to become republic workers?
Yeah, they were working from within.
So, it could have been an empire. It might be one of those like Hitler's treasures. Like Hitler's treasures kind of feel.
Setting up the new empire.
It's the empire's flipping hidden treasure.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways this can go away with the story, and you remember all the recent Star Wars TV series are all after Return of the Jedi, right? They're all before The Force Awakens, so maybe there's a connection between now and The Force Awakens, how the New Order comes up, what's that all about, all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's part of that storyline. We don't know, but yeah, it makes things real intriguing. Really real. The other thing I noticed was the conversation that Fern has with Wim at the front of the principal's office. Do you remember that scene? And Fern talks about lying. She talks about lying, and her grandfather told her stuff.
Yeah,
like the power of lying. So maybe that's got to do with something from the planet, like they're trying to keep information, or because every time there's a utopia, there's always a story behind it, and there's always a lie that people believe, and
maybe she knows something, she knows that's her mum,
right? That's right.
Yeah.
So there's something fishy about that planet, man. We just want to know what's up. Yeah, man. But So was there any other favorite scene you guys had? What was your favorite scene, Kevin?
My favorite scene was when they got thrown into jail, and then you see Jude Law's character, and like, why didn't you do that ages ago? Hey, look at how long you've been in jail for, and then all of a sudden you can use the force, or you decide to use it when the kids come along.
Shit.
It kind of adds to my predictions, like what I reckon. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about your favorite scene?
The Brutus and Sim 33 when he tried to when he was protecting the kids on the pirate port.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad, man. It's pretty solid for droid.
It's
got some fast moving hands.
Yeah, I think my favorite scene was the end of episode 1 when they take off from the ship. Even searching around the ship, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
A special mention when they turned the power on the ship. That was mean too.
Yeah.
When the KB turned the power on.
Yeah.
And all the lights came on, I was like, whoa. Shit, that was cool ass.
But the thing was, the dad outside, he didn't really do anything. He was quiet. He didn't say anything. I think he shouted Wim's name, that was it. But he didn't really do anything. It was all like he didn't know what a spaceship was. He was just in shock. That spaceship. And then when the spaceship flew off, he was surprised when the droid said that they went through the barrier.
Yeah.
I wonder if that scene, that scene like you said, Eric, where they start the power. I wonder if that's like a homage to the Millennium Falcon me, because that was pretty much the Millennium Falcon me. Like every time I went Gaia and Wookiee would fucking smash the dashboard, and the next minute they're off into bloody light speed. So I wonder if it's like one of those ones, like, I can't get the power, and then the smart girl just goes bang. One of those.
Bucket of bolts,
Yeah.
Bucket of bolts.
It's funny you reminded me of that. So I do remember the scenes from the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
All right, boys, coming to predictions.
Yeah.
Start with you, Eric. What's your predictions for the rest of the series?
Man, this early days for me. Jude Law's character, we definitely know he's not a Jedi. He's just a Force user, but he's going to use that as an advantage, especially with Wim. Wim's just like fully gaga over that guy. Wow, a Jedi. So he might even look at him as like another dad or something, like some kind of hero. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if Jude Law knows if he can help them, or he's just doing it for his own personal gain. In the next episode. So probably be off to another adventure on another planet. Hopefully, that'll be cool. Maybe Jude Law's old buddies might follow them as well if they get a whiff of what's happening. If the kids do manage to escape from, get out of their prison, their 3-step guide. Yeah, see what happens there. Yeah, I think that's far as I could go. It's still early days. I don't know how many episodes of this TV series.
Oh yeah,
6 or
then check how much.
We're gonna bring it out. Probably about like 10 episodes. That's usually about 10 or...
Oh, there's 8.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, so there's still quite a bit there.
Yeah.
So a bit more planets to see.
Oh me.
I'm hoping they go around, the whole, just do the whole shebang. Go to different planets and that. New characters. That'd be so cool.
How about you, Kelvin? Any predictions?
Well, I'll just go back to Jude Law and him like using his powers. Like he had that key there sitting for ages. So then, like, okay, like, you think about I was like thinking, okay, sweet. Then we mentioned the planet, and then like it's set it out in the outer rims, and it's like maybe he's an undercover Jedi, eh? He's an undercover Jedi. Maybe there's something about that planet that everyone's trying to look for. So then it's like, that's why I was like, far, thinking, because that's like he only used his powers when the kids got there. So it's like, there's a connection there. Those kids are from Attin, and that's probably why he's like saw those kids as okay, this is my time. That's what I've been waiting for. So I got a feeling like that Jude Law character, he's like an undercover Jedi, like Atkins, like some like a Empire or whatever, and then they're trying to find that planet. Yeah, those are my predictions around that.
Hey, can I just say something? I'm looking at a poster on I think it's IMBD of the Skeleton Crew, and there's a small owl dressed up as a Jedi on the poster. A small little owl, almost like a Yoda.
Maybe a female Yoda?
Like a Jedi-looking owl.
Oh.
That's pretty badass. All right, that's crazy. I wonder if might be seeing some Jedis in this TV show. Hey, Kebs, I think your mic's off.
Sorry. Being in the other room, you wonder if there was Jedi there from back in the Clone War days, like still out there, like never came back, like still hiding from the Empire or hiding from Darth Vader, right? So maybe there's a few more scattered around everywhere. So Luke Skywalker might not be the only one left. Yeah. Because it's weird, that Jude Law is a Force user, and Luke Skywalker is supposed to be the last. Or maybe there are Force users around, but Luke Skywalker is the last Jedi.
That's pretty weird too, because the other thing is he's old. Like he's an old Force user, so a season something. I can't see him being the Sith. He doesn't look that bad.
Yeah,
he's a bit of a crack up guy. If he was straight Sith, man, you would have just killed those kids and those guys.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I mean, like, that's why. If he was a Force user, why didn't he use his Force when he got jumped by those guys?
He's up to something.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty. I think the storyline will be pretty typical when it comes to these kind of what do you call it? Not slice of life. I said it before. What's the one? Coming of age. So I think Jude Law's character, because Wim looks up to him, because Wim's like wants to be a Jedi. I think that's gonna be Wim's downfall, because I think you guys are right. Jude Law has got his own agenda, and I think he's gonna use these kids until he gets what he wants, and we don't know what he wants yet. Yeah. But he's definitely gonna use these kids, and when the kids find out that he's betrayed them, that's their first taste of being betrayed. So that's their learning. So like like we were saying before, they come from a planet with no anything bad. They go to be naivety in this planet with a lot of bad stuff, so they don't know they're innocent, right?
Yeah.
So the innocence will be tested, I think, along the way, seeing it's a coming of age. And I think Jude Law will be the catalyst for that, because they're already going to, especially Wim, he's going to look up to him.
Yeah.
And we don't know what his gender is, but he has a gender. He's going to betray them somehow. And all's going to go to hit. And he has to, and then the typical Jude Law will realize what he's done and try and make up for it. Try and make up for it, and happy ending at the end.
Yeah.
You know, so
it sounds like a predictable plot by what you just said. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like you can't go too dark. Like you said, it was like it's a kids, so you can't go too dark.
Yeah.
You can play around with the dark.
Yeah, you can play around with the level of darkness. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
you know, like, but well, because they really did. They had flipping prostitutes and flipping, you know. Like that's why when the kid was like, when one was getting his food and then the chef was like trying to hustle him, you know, like that naivety. Like before it was us, I was like, I tell you, you said it was one thing and now you're saying it's yeah,
that's right.
They still got a lot to learn.
Yeah, and I reckon Jude Law's character is going to play a lot with their coming of age, and then depending, like of which way, whether he's going to be a good guy to coach them through their naivety into the real world, or is he just going to be like, you know, or then they kind of like show where Jude Law's, you know, character is,
in
the storyline, whether he's a good guy or he's just fucking in it for himself.
Yeah, Brutus will definitely try to kill him. If we see some more scenes with Brutus.
Yeah, man. There's definitely a Star Wars movie that doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. I think if you take Star Wars out, it'll still be a good film. It's sort of thing. So, but we are in the Star Wars universe, and I guess that's a good thing. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, man. I think thumbs up for me. It's one of those series that you just hope was going to be good, and it pretty much is so far. And I'll continue to watch it. I haven't been disappointed yet, and hopefully I won't be disappointed halfway through. But now, man, any last words, Eric?
Yeah, just can't wait for the next one. We can do this again.
Yeah.
Get down on it.
Kelvin?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, I just want to like see it because it's set. When was it set? It's set after
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
So it's at the same time as Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I wonder if I'm just hopeful. Then I wonder if they connect, if any of these stories connect or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to like the next episode. It was cool to see some Force, Force usement.
Yeah, I wonder if any of the iconic sorry, Kelvin. I wonder if any of the iconic like legendary characters from Star Wars will be like just pop up. That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
Yeah.
After Return of the Jedi, there's so many characters that can pop up out of the show.
Yeah, 100. Because especially being in the Outer Rim, because Mandalorian's set out in the Outer Rim as well, Yeah, so I wonder if there'll be a connection there. And yeah.
These guys are pirates.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
And there were pirates that were going to that what's it, Apollo Creed's planet,
Yeah, you're right.
Pirates, Apollo Creed's planet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they took them down too.
So I wonder if there'll be a connection there.
Yeah, because I know what they're doing. They're making a movie called Mandalorian and Grogu. And it's supposed to be, how Disney did the Marvel Studios Avengers, how they had all the movies, then they had the Avengers at the end. Like they had Captain America movie, they had Iron Man movie, all the heroes, and then they had the one when they all team up, the Avengers at the end. That's what they're gonna do for
Star Wars.
So they've had all these TV series with all these characters: Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Boba Fett. They're all gonna be in the movie called Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh wow!
So it was supposed to come out next year, but I think it'll be the year after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the plan anyway. So wondering the connection was connected to Skeleton Crew will be connected as well. That we'll see them in the movie as well.
Well, if it's anything to do with credits, it might be the actual planet, eh?
Yeah, well, there you go. You know,
Attin.
Yeah,
would be a connection there. Okay, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Nice, sweet boys, man. I had fun doing this.
Yeah,
fun to talk about Star Wars.
Yeah. But I thought I was the only one in Run with innocent that liked Star Wars. You know, it's not something that like you go to school and like, oh man, I love Star Wars.
Yeah, that'll be one of those things.
Oh man.
Nah, it's good that we can do a podcast and talk about our nerd stuff.
Yeah, right.
And we still love. We still love,
man. Still love
all good. Thanks for jumping on, boys. We'll do it again next week with episode 3 of Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
Also, check us out next week. We'll also do the next episode, the penultimate episode of Yellowstone. Maybe you checking that out. I'm Kelvin. The new Yellowstone.
Not really.
Not really.
Yellowstone's not my. But I want to check out that the one that you mentioned on the other.
Landman.
Yeah.
That was bad. I want to check that out too.
Because I've seen some little clips on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, this is the one that Cams was talking about.
Yeah.
And those little clips look really interesting, so I want to look into that one.
Yeah, Landman's on Prime, so check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's us, boys. We'll probably do 1 or 2, probably next week if you guys are up to it as well.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get these out. We'll bang these out fast.
I need to watch that again. Oh shit!
Shot brothers.
Okay.
So, boys, see you again next week. Bye.
Yep.